and gentlemen, boys and girls, internet writ large, this is Video Game Talk.
Video Game Talk!
I'm Garrett Allen.
And I'm Rich Alvarez.
And we are a little off-center.
And we are a little off-center. Let's move this.
Let me go ahead and scoot a little bit. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Showing some.
Yeah,
oh, there we go.
That's fine. We don't want to get the non-green screen portions and break the fourth wall.
Hey guys, we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. Mostly, when I say a lot of cool stuff, I mean there might be a little bit of other news trickling in, but the big news, of course, is Super Smash Brothers coming finally.
Super Smash Brothers!
To the Nintendo
coming
Switch.
to Switch!
All this and more coming up here on Video Game Talk. The rules, of course. You know, be respectful in the live chat. If you're not watching this live, leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe right here to the Video Game Network.
We're pretty good about replying to comments.
We are pretty good at replying to comments.
Especially on such a new small channel.
We'll have about 45-ish
It's so
minutes
intimate, it's so close.
for discussion. And then we'll save the last 10 or so minutes at the end to answer your live questions right here.
I'm going to go ahead and postulate we're going to move to questions pretty early tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
we're going to move questions
This is something I want input on. I want to hear about all your Super Smash related, what is it? What was it? I want all your Super Smash Brothers related speculation, all the weird shit. I want that out in the wash later. Josh calling me out for using my alt to comment on the last video.
Yeah.
Did I do that? Did I do that?
He might be talking about me. I commented as Star Wars Network, Rich Alvarez, and Rich Vlog on the last video.
Are those alts or are those just transparently us?
I mean, yeah, I'm basically just, goofing around, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's called cross-pollinating. That's cross-saturation. Boom,
Yeah,
boom.
because the YouTube algorithm's like, oh, this YouTuber commented on this, so,
right, yeah.
whatever.
Exposed.
Exposed, that's fine.
Get exposed, man.
There is what's fun about Smash Brothers is it's pretty much already, I mean, Mario and Zelda will always be Nintendo's biggest IPs, but Smash Bros over the last, couple decades has really grown to become another big one. And I think it's just the nature of it being one of the last true blue multiplayer games. It's a game you can actually
like a Couch Warriors kind of side by side trash talking, local co-op or versus. Yeah.
With so much internet multiplayer, it's nice to know there's at least one series that does focus on a party setting multiplayer experience.
Right, not only that, but a series that's thriving.
Yeah.
A series that's very healthy. A series that's well beloved and well received consistently. So that's really cool.
I think the first little thing I want to get into is just the idea that we are getting a Smash Bros. Less than 4 years after Smash 4. Smash 4, of course, came out on the Wii U, but I think, of course, Nintendo recognizes that the Wii U didn't overall sell as much as they wanted. Smash Bros. 4 was definitely the best-selling title on that console, and they want to
a lot of people I knew bought it exclusively for Smash.
They want to bring Smash Brothers to more people, so they know they don't have to wait the usual 6 years to put out the next one, because they're like, well, people want to play Smash Bros. And there is none for Switch yet, so they're gonna pump that stuff out. I was expecting it kind of last year, but definitely it coming this year doesn't surprise me at all. Now, the big question,
really the most important one that determines the future of kind of this game and how it's received.
Yeah. So last year we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, basically a port of Mario Kart 8 with a few new characters, and that was about it, including all the DLC that the Wii U had. Is this Smash Brothers Smash 4 ported to the Switch with the Inklings and Breath of the Wild Zelda, or is this really Smash 5? This is what they have not answered yet, and this is going to be a theme I think we'll be talking about throughout the show today. Is this a port of Smash 4 or is this Smash 5? Now, I believe, as we know, Smash Brothers, they don't get too much more complicated every single time. What I hope, because this, even if it is Smash 5, it's basically going to be, no matter what, Smash 4 with just a few technical improvements.
Right, it's not going to be that radically different, most likely.
Now, in the Smash community, ever since Smash Brothers Brawl, people have been modding Smash Bros. To play more like Melee. I think in the tournament community, Super Smash Brothers Melee for the GameCube was
clearly
definitely
the standard.
Yeah,
clearly the standard, which is fine. I mean, that was the competitive, minded one of them.
It was the fastest Smash Brothers. It required the most skill, the best timing, and that is what people go to for their tournaments. What I would like to see in Smash 5, or whatever they're putting out here on the Switch, is the ability to kind of have have different modes, you know. So if you want the slower brawl experience, then you can be like, okay, I want like the easy mode or whatever. But if you want to have that tournament fast-paced mode, then there should be an option for that like tournament mode where everything is at that melee pace, you know.
Yeah.
That would be really nice.
That would be good. StarCraft 2, for instance, had that. You
Yeah.
know, in recognizing that Brood War was such an unapologetically difficult, what was it, kind of a reflex curve.
Yeah.
Just the idea of like how much it took to keep up even in a basic level. They did have some elements of the game that you were able to tailor the speed to it and kind of, you know, help yourself do that, especially in the single player stuff.
Yeah.
Easier difficulties, just the game ran slower. Everything was happening at a slightly slower pace. Not dramatically, but enough so. And it introduces the idea that you can kind of tailor fit your experience there. And how fast things is happening is a radically insane like escalation of the skill curve.
Yeah, if they at least have that as an option, I'll be fine with just Smash 4 with that on top. Although I think marketing-wise, they will market this as Smash 5, or at least Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Switch, much like how, you know, we had Smash Bros, then Melee, then Brawl on the Wii, and then they just called the Wii U one just Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. This will be Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo Switch, and whether it is more of a Smash 4 port or a completely new experience, I think that it will be marketed as Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo Switch. It's what they've been kind of doing with their other games. It makes sense. It's simple. It's stylistic. And, you know, it just, that teaser we got, by the way, you know, I made a video about that just today on this channel. All it said was 2018. And I asked you guys earlier on there, do you think that that's Christmas? Do you think that that's Thanksgiving? Do you think that that's like, oh, we're going to announce some more stuff at E3, and then it comes around and it's released in like July? What do you guys think? I want you guys to be answering these as we go, because we're going to be answering your questions like
I know,
right away here. But I think we could potentially be looking at a summer release for this game, which would be crazy.
I mean, that's obviously what I'm hoping for. I want it sooner rather than later, but and I think it's fair to postulate, or at least that hypothetically Nintendo has probably had this in the back pocket for a while.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
they were just like waiting for the right time.
This would have been a tasty launch product.
It would have been, but they had Breath of the Wild that they needed to sell.
They did. And by the way, your boy is finally playing Breath. I was just talking about this. I'm so behind in the times.
He was on the couch playing that when I got here.
Yeah, I'm finally like caught up to where everyone else is with Breath of the Wild, and like getting to the point where I'm like really sinking my teeth into this game, and it's remarkably good. I haven't spent this much time playing a console single player game, and I mean, since I was very young. Yeah, you know, I was very little when last time I spent this much time playing on a console by myself. So that's really cool, and I'm looking forward to having Smash as a drunken living room shenanigans centerpiece and whatnot. I'm gonna get, you know, controllers for it. We're gonna go to town.
Nintendo has been doing an excellent job marketing everything Switch wise. I knew, you know, it was obvious when Mario Odyssey was coming out, you know, in holiday season last year. I was like, okay, well, they'll probably be saving Smash Bros for when they don't have a big holiday release in whatever year they announce it in. Now it has become painfully clear that Super Smash Brothers will be their holiday release this year, which is why I'm saying by all means it's probably the holiday release. I would expect it later in the year.
I would expect it later in the year.
That it is summer, but that's wishful thinking. So now that we've got all those expectations out of the way, let's talk about all of the fun little nitty-gritty things like who's going to be in this game. In the trailer, they did something really funny where the Inklings are looking over like, and they show this huge crowd of characters, but they only really zoom in and focus on Mario and then Zelda in his Breath of the... Oh, sorry, Link in his...
Classic mistake.
Sorry. Wow.
Yeah.
Link in his Breath of the Wild outfit. So this trailer, it teases two things right off the bat, of course. Well, actually three things. One being, of course, Smash Bros. On Switch. The second thing, that the Inklings will be a part of this. And then three, that Link will be in his Breath of the Wild outfit.
Right.
Which
is obviously indicative of the fact that, you know, in that, like, question of, like, is it a port of 4 to, you know, versus, like, like a completely new, fresh release for 5? I got a hiccup. Wow. as opposed to a completely new, fresh.
That's
release
why
for 5.
That's what's leaning me towards it is 5, because if it was just a port of 4, they would have shown everything from 4. They would have showed all the characters and everything, which means that they're like, oh, we gotta
They
make
probably
sure.
wouldn't tease it in this way. They probably wouldn't make it out to be like this big mysterious thing. They would probably just like Super Smash Brothers now available on Switch.
Yeah, I
like
think
like the Smash Brothers 4 gameplay.
This is where, now that they've released the little teaser, this is where they start courting some of those third-party companies to kind of bring their characters in, and that's what that's the meat and cheese of today's episode, ladies.
Yeah,
and
we want to
gentlemen.
talk about who's going to be in this game and whatnot, because I mean we can speculate a lot on like maybe some new maps, maybe some new areas and whatnot, and maybe some new. I mean, we're gonna see a Breath of the Wild map for sure.
Oh, absolutely, and
maybe
I can't wait.
I know, maybe some new game modes and things like that. Maybe, I mean, I really enjoyed like the quest to defeat Master Hand and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
I do like there was a compelling single player option in some previous
And Brawl was the one that had the big single player game.
Right, I liked
4
that.
really didn't have the single player.
I liked the single player one because I mean like that's a good way for me to sit down and get good at a game. Is like if I have a consistent practice basis. So otherwise, there's no play.
Yeah, I really hope that they bring that back. The subspace thing in Brawl was
remarkably good.
Yeah, so
I mean, you don't see a lot of stuff like that in fighting games.
You can already see on YouTube people are already doing their analysis videos where they zoom the F into the like that group, and they're trying to like, okay, is this Bowser? Is this like? Yeah. There's no point because I'm pretty sure they just used a stock photo for that. It was just symbolizing that
someone like Nintendo is going to be pretty aware of the fact that what is it? Or someone's gonna be, or someone, yeah. Anyone at Nintendo is gonna be pretty aware of the fact that people are gonna analyze the shit out of that trailer, and they'll know where to hide hints, in plain sight and whatnot. So
the fun thing about modern day Nintendo is that they've accepted that DLC as a thing. In the first 3 Smash Brothers game, what we got in the game was what we got in the game.
They've been reasonable with DLC.
There were several DLC packages for Smash Bros. 4, and there's no reason to think that we won't get the same thing this time. However, I do hope that the vanilla game for 5 has more characters right out the gate and then DLC afterwards.
Yeah.
I would assume that a lot of the DLC from 4 would be like, assuming that those companies like Square and Capcom are going to be cooperating once again. I would assume characters like Ryu from Street Fighter and Cloud from Final Fantasy would be in the vanilla game. It's they were
good
DLC
additions in the last one.
Yeah.
They were good additions. I liked that they're very different. I saw Rob. Rob was kind of an out of left field addition that I did enjoy. I didn't really like playing him. He was kind of clunky, but I did like
good
that.
Nostalgic fun.
Yeah, I did like that he was there, and I like characters that feel so radically different.
So one thing I want to touch on is that the third-party companies that are involved are all the the classic video game companies. We have Sonic from Sega. Yeah. We have Mega Man and Ryu from Capcom. Pac-Man from Namco, Cloud from Square. Those are all very classic companies. There's one big eyesore in Smash 4, which is that Solid Snake, who was a part of Smash Brothers Brawl, was not included in Smash 4 because of problems with Konami.
Which is typical!
Konami has a lot of problems, and we know now, we didn't know it when Smash 4 came out, we know now that they were having problems with Hideo, and of course Hideo owned a percentage of the rights of Snake, and they were getting ready to fire him. But here's the thing, I hate that Hideo is gone from Konami. Metal Gear Survive is getting terrible reviews, and it's a terrible game, whatever. Anyways,
one fun fact, I messaged this to you today, but Metal Gear Survive has released with 8% the sales and player base of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, no one wants to touch that.
8%.
However, Konami now owns 100% of Solid Snake now that Hideo he's gone. So they could feasibly easily work with Nintendo on putting him in this game.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen unless they just need exposure on the EP.
I suggest that Konami does work with Nintendo, but maybe put a different classic character in there. I would suggest Simon Belmont from Castlevania.
Boom.
I think,
and he's my number one. He's my one that I want to see this game that we haven't seen before. I want to see Simon.
Yeah, Konami needs to get on better terms with Nintendo, and Castlevania desperately needs representation in Smash Bros. And also, we just need a new Castlevania game. I'll just put that out there.
We do.
But but definitely need some Simon Belmont. Other fun Nintendo properties that were in there last time that weren't typically a part of Smash Bros. Before, like Bayonetta and the Duck Hunt characters.
Bayonetta was one I didn't expect, and I ended up really enjoying that. That was good.
That's all good.
She's got style.
What can we expect this time? I'm thinking maybe some of the like the Guardians from Breath of the Wild might be characters this time. Like the four. What do they call the four? Not sages in this game, but there's like the warriors that were all a part of the thing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, like the four like
the fish girl.
Yeah,
et cetera,
the divine.
et cetera.
Like the people who pilot the divine beasts.
Yeah, they might be a part of this one. Obviously, alternative costumes like Mario's tuxedo from Mario Odyssey in his hat, would probably be a thing in this one. Definitely need more. So I want to propose this. Aside from those classic companies that I said, is there anything more modern? Like, I would say one thing that people have always wanted in Smash Brothers is some representation from Rareware, like Banjo-Kazooie or Conqueror or... mostly Banjo-Kazooie.
I was going to say, there's been a lot of talk about Banjo-Kazooie recently because since the last Smash release, we've had...
the Rare Collection for
we have the
Xbox
Rare
One.
Collection. We also had the somewhat unsuccessful, sort of what was the it was Ukulele. That's right.
Ukulele.
The somewhat unsuccessful, Mr. Mash kind of be it what it is.
But that was
thing.
technically that was Platonic, which of course is made up of a bunch of veterans from Rareware. But maybe Platonic could play ball with Nintendo and get Ukulele in the next.
I would play Ukulele. I wasn't the giantest fan of Ukulele. I didn't think it succeeded in like recreating the magic of Banjo.
No.
But Ukulele was a good character, and I wouldn't mind that. Although it's worth stating extremely outright that I for sure prefer Banjo in here.
Oh, absolutely.
I want Banjo. I mean, like, it's time.
Now,
Ukulele it did succeed in bringing back interest in Banjo. Not necessarily in the way that I think it wanted to, because, instead of being like, here it is, the spiritual successor, it was kind of like, yeah, Banjo was better. Let's go play Banjo. But people's minds are on Banjo again.
Working with Rareware, of course, is a little bit tricky since Rareware in its entirety is owned by Microsoft, which means that they would have to play ball with Microsoft. But as you've seen, or maybe you haven't seen, I don't know, from... I was still thinking this was on the Rich Alvers channel. It's not, but some of you know the Rich Alvers channel. As I said in previous videos there, Microsoft has been working with Nintendo, hence Minecraft, because Mojang is owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Minecraft is on the Switch. So there have been fun conversations. By the way, if you've ever been to Nintendo headquarters up in Washington, they're 10 minutes away from Microsoft up there.
Yeah,
those guys work together all the time.
Yeah, you can walk to one another. It's fine. I'm sure they trade talent all the time.
In fact, I had that big theory before the Switch came out. I thought the Nintendo NX was going to be a big Nintendo Xbox like thing
collaboration.
There was going to be an app on the Xbox One for like Nintendo games, and that would get like the Xbox One selling. That would get like Nintendo games with these awesome graphics. Didn't happen, but it was a nice idea.
Who's to say it wasn't in the talks?
It might have been in the talks. But my point is that I think Nintendo could work together with Microsoft. It would be awesome to see Banjo-Kazooie, maybe even Master Chief in Smash Brothers.
Master Chief is a stretch, but you know what? In the absence of Snake, Master Chief would be an excellent sort of fill of that. I guess that archetype, for lack of a better word.
It's funny because when the first Smash Brothers game came out in 2000, Master Chief hadn't even seen. Like the Halo hadn't come out yet.
Halo was a fantastic memory, or was a fantastic not even thing that happened yet. Yeah,
but guys, it's been I mean I don't know how old everyone is, but it's been 20 years since the first Smash Brothers game. At this point, Master Chief is considered a classic video game character.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Master Chief.
Okay.
Master Chief is definitely a classic video game character, and I would like to see him in there. And you get Microsoft on board. I mean, think of it this way: Square has a little bit more of a stretch as a publisher now. Cloud, the very first Final Fantasy character to be in a Final Fantasy game, finally showed up. But now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, I want Kefka, I want Locke, I want Cecil.
Let's blow that open.
Let's put all that in there, and then we Garrett and I were talking about this earlier. Chrono from Chrono Trigger.
I want Chrono.
Let's Hit Chrono in Smash Bros. Hashtag Chrono in Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Let's start the revolution now because you know what'll happen. If
Right.
we can convince them to put Chrono and Chrono Trigger and people like playing as Chrono in Smash Brothers, people are going to say what all these other sweaties, like including me, have been saying, let's remake Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Cloud was in Smash Bros.
Do it well.
And then they announced the remake of that.
That's fair.
Let's put Chrono in there and then get that Chrono Trigger remake. Let's do it, guys. Come on.
So, another one I really want to see is, do you think we have any chance of seeing Bomberman?
No.
Why not?
Because
I want him.
I mean, okay. Well, I won't say no, but I'm gonna guess no. But would I play as Bomberman for fun? Sure.
Bomberman seems like he'd have a really cool moveset, like a zone control moveset. Let's talk about, if considering you are not the giantest fan of my Bomberman suggestion, how about Pokemon? Let's assume we're going to expand the Pokemon roster.
There's already so many Pokemon in Smash Brothers, though.
I know.
Like, I mean, obviously, like, you know, every
Let's take
Smash
some
Brothers
out
game.
and put some new ones in. I
Let
don't
me
want the
think
same
here.
ones.
Like, we had, I think, Lucario, we got in Brawl, and then we got Greninja in 4.
Right.
So there's always a brand new...
Greninja, my favorite Pokemon. I was very stoked on
and
that.
then, you know, Mewtwo has been a long stay, and of course Jigglypuff
Yeah.
and Pikachu. I'm trying to think, did they make Charizard a standalone?
Charizard is a standalone in this one.
I didn't even see him on this list that we're... Oh, no, there he is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We have a master list for reference of the Smash 4 characters.
In Brawl, in Smash Bros. 3, they had, like, the Pokemon Trainer thing where he would just, like, keep whipping out the different ones. I'm glad they did away with that in 4.
Really? I liked it.
Because I like
I guess it can only exist in one thing.
Yeah. They were like, people are just playing as Charizard anyway, so they just made Charizard his own
Right.
character,
Yeah.
which I think was a good idea. But, and then, of course, you know, they'll probably be whatever the newest, you know, Fire Emblem character, because last time we got...
if we do see a return of Charizard, it'll probably be Mega Charizard.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That was a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Robin last time, you know, and I think it was Lucina... yeah, Lucina and Corrin were both new to Smash Bros. 4 as well,
Yeah.
but we'll always have, like, Marth, Roy, Ike, you know.
We got Robin, too.
Yeah, Robin. I think
we
I said
we
Robin.
did get Robin if you didn't say it, yeah.
But yeah, so we're always going to get the newest Fire Emblem character or whatever. Yeah, so there's all of those things and more. But what else could potentially go into Smash Brothers?
I'm looking at iJosh's comment. He's talking about Ganon. So Calamity Ganon being an addition as a playable character would be fascinating.
I don't even know how that would work.
Well, yeah, it'd probably be a Ganon who phases in and out of his Calamity mode, you know, kind of thing, or you know, maybe something like that.
No, I mean, of course, we've always had Ganondorf, you know, in
Right.
Smash Brothers, at least since Melee, and I think that you know, that's fine for me. I don't think we need Calamity Ganon.
I want
That would
Calamity
be
Ganon, but that's
crazy.
because I'm balls deep in Breath of the Wild right now. So you know, that's whatever.
Oh, I think you said everyone complains about Ganon. Yeah, because he's really slow and really
He's
clunky.
a tough character to play. Yeah, and I think if they did something like, you know, turn him into his Calamity form, or at least incorporate it somehow, I think you could get a little bit more, justify a little bit more mobility, or maybe like, you know, larger screen coverage from him. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not gonna pretend I'm like some expert on the metagaming aspect of a fighting game as far as like what makes a character strong.
What about other characters that people have been asking for forever? Now, of course, we have, you know, the Mario characters, of course, include Mario, Luigi, and Wario. You know, I mean, I could name all the Mario, but like we have those plus Peach, you know, Bowser, etc., etc., etc. People have been wondering, where's Waluigi? Where is he?
Where is he?
a
I mean,
character?
that's fair. That's incredibly fair. Because I mean, I don't know, amongst my friend group at least, you know, I guess ours collectively, but Waluigi is a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, Waluigi comes up far more frequently than any Mario character does. So that's all good.
Waluigi should definitely be a
What up,
character in this
Hannah?
game. I don't understand why he's never been. That should be, you know, if you got Wario in there, put in Waluigi. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
What are you doing?
We, you know, as far as the great plethora of games to choose from, yeah.
Karasu Love for pointing out that Zelda and Minda from Breath of the Wild would both be good as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. Particularly, yeah, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, Minda from Twilight Princess. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But anyways, yeah, let's you know, we've talked about you know, Simon Belmont, you know, the Banjo-Kazooie. Is there any other like classic video game characters that for some reason just haven't been a part of this series.
Well, I don't know. Going back to the Pokemon one, the one I wanted to get off my chest there is I really want Hawlucha.
Oh, okay.
Hawlucha! The Luchador Hawk Pokemon. I think I am not interested in seeing any other Pokemon added.
Is that that's what
just
Litten turns into, right?
I literally just want Hawlucha. Here, I'll pull up a picture. That's Hawlucha.
Oh, that one. No, that's
Hawlucha.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Luchador Hawk
From X and Y.
For those of you who played X and Y.
I thought you meant whatever Litten turns into, which is like the big cats wrestler guy. You know?
No. I want Hawlucha. That thing. The Hawlucha is an unbelievably cool Pokemon, and if the stats were a little better, I would just run Hawluchas. Oh man, I love them.
I think
if we want to go super old school, fuck me on this one. I want Battletoads.
Ooh, Battletoads, yes. Another Rareware game.
I know.
So if we get Rareware in there, we could potentially see Banjo-Kazooie and some Battletoads. That would be really awesome.
Right.
Also, Sega, Sonic has been a part of this since Brawl. There's so many classic Sega things too. Like even from the Sonic franchise itself, why do we just have Sonic? Where's Tails? Where's Knuckles? And then you could have the Ugandan skin too. That's a playable.
I'm
thing.
fairly certain. I'm fairly certain Nintendo is not going to softcore endorse that meme.
But imagine
by giving you a Ugandan Knuckles.
All you have to do is put Knuckles in the game, and people will mod it. People.
Bingo. Yeah. Well, I mean, all you have to do is put Sonic in the game, and you'll get a.
Well, Sonic is in the game, and no one's modded it in there.
Well, I mean, it's only a matter of time. So that's all good.
You heard it here first. Now we've given you the
all
idea.
Right. Well, I'm not even talking to Rich here. All right. Okay, what were you gonna say?
Oh, Crazy Hannah said, "What about Street Fighter characters?" But we literally got Ryu in the
Poison. Get Poison in here.
Ryu's right there.
I know Ryu is.
We're looking at a roster of
Ken. I want Ken. I want Poison. I want Chun-Li. All right. There you go.
You know the interesting thing about.
I feel a little weird about including characters from another fighting game. It almost feels a little oddly self-serving.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, we got Little Mac in there too.
Ken's an auto ad. I feel like if you've got Ryu, you need Ken. To do otherwise is a disservice.
He could have even made like a alternate costume for Ryu, really, because they fight.
Right? Yeah, they do fight.
You got Little Mac in there too, so I mean, it's not.
Martin Coffee runs on board with Poison. Yeah.
Poison.
She's super underrated.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Poison was not originally from the Street Fighter franchise. It was from a different Capcom game called something else. I can't remember. But Poison was from a different Capcom game, and then they started putting her in Street Fighter. Why am I forgetting this? But I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on it.
It's fine.
She's from a different game, and then they put her in. Poison's pretty cool. And what else? God, I had so many ideas, and now I'm blanking on ideas.
All right, well, you shut up for a second,
ahead.
because I'm going to talk to, not Richie, but just the weebs in the audience. Weebs, are you listening? Because I'm going to make a reach here, and I'm going to say, because I'm pretty sure the rights exist. For my very limited research, I'm fairly certain that there's a way that we can get Phoenix Wright attorney at law.
Oh. Objection!
Objection!
Oh, thank you, Morning Coffee. Final Fight.
Final Fight.
She
thank
was from Final Fight,
yeah.
and then they imported her into Street Fighter.
Yeah. Okay, but like, Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, Phoenix Wright for sure.
He could be in there. We could have a fighting game incorporating Phoenix Wright. I have no idea what his moveset would be. He doesn't fight. I don't think.
Just point and hurt you.
I mean, he does. I mean, it would have to be this weird lectern-based fighting style. But, oh, man.
But if you're going to put him in there, you got to put Professor Layton in there also. You know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, really, Phoenix. I think you can only get away with one of those, you know, kind of things. I also would be interested to see Maxwell from Scribblenauts. Scribblenauts, sorry. He's a lesser known one, and maybe.
Oh, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. That seems
Sora,
like
duh.
But again, it kind of comes along with the whole.
That's a pretty hardcore.
It was a miracle that we got Cloud in Smash 4. Like, because Square and Nintendo for the last 20 years have not been in the greatest terms ever since that whole Super Nintendo fiasco where they went to the PlayStation with Final Fantasy VII. So I think that they're finally starting to, rebuild those bridges. It's great that we got Cloud in 4. I'm hoping beyond hope we get more Square characters in 5.
There's so much good opportunity there.
So much. Like, besides just the Final Fantasy characters, yeah, Sora.
We brought up Chrono.
We brought up Chrono from Chrono Trigger.
Chrono's my number one. I want Chrono more than I want Cloud.
Any of the characters from, like, the Mana series or the Front Mission series.
What up to K-Land?
So many properties. Square is pretty large, and also Square has been the main publisher of the Tomb Raider franchise for the last 10 years too.
That is true.
So Lara Croft could
Lara
also
Croft
be
is on the
potentially a
table
thing.
then, folks. Lara Croft is on the table. All right, that's a good one.
But I mean, deep cuts here. Brave Fencer Musashi. Let's get him in there too.
Brave Fencer Musashi. All right, all right, okay. All right, you want a deeper cut? Shaq Fu. Shaq from Shaq Fu. So, yeah.
I know all of these characters for the most, 100% of these characters originated from video games. I know that some people wanted, like, anime characters, like, Ed Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. I don't really think that anime characters have a place.
Exist, or that could jump through.
I just don't think that anime, like, characters that originated from manga and anime, I don't think that they really have a place in Smash Brothers.
If they've never been in a video game before, that's rough.
Ed Elric has been in a video game. He's been in several. The PlayStation 2 had 3 different Full Metal Alchemist video games.
Yeah, but we don't, talk about them.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't
They weren't good.
and yeah, I mean, I could see that being kind of fun, but I think that Smash Brothers has to be video games only in a world where Mortal Kombat has like 20 DLC characters that's like Predator, Alien, and Freddy Krueger. We need Smash Brothers, and I don't mind that, but I'm just saying Smash Brothers needs to be video game characters.
Oh, Archie throwing down throwing down Gino.
Oh yeah, from Super Mario RPG. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's a good one.
But again, that's another. Square actually owns that character. So
yeah, that's a very real possibility. DeKaland, talking about Castlevania, and I knew you were gonna, I was hoping you were here earlier because we were talking about how for me
Simon
at least,
Belmont.
Simon Belmont is my number one character who is not in Smash is not in Smash Brothers and needs to be in Smash Brothers. I don't know if he's your number one.
You're gonna want to go back because I was talking about how stupid Konami is, but basically, if Konami,
we ranted about Konami in your image for a few minutes, so that was all well and good.
Yeah, if Konami could get back on board, then Simon Belmont would be number one.
Yeah.
However, we do notice if we look at all of the third-party characters, everybody has one character. All the third-party companies have one character, except Capcom contributed Mega Man and Ryu, which makes me think, of course, for the last 40 years.
Who owns Pac-Man?
Pac-Man's Namco.
Okay, got it.
Always been Namco. Mega Man and Ryu is Capcom, and Capcom has been on fantastic. They're probably the company that's
we got a
closest
character. Okay, I got an idea.
Let's just put it this way. I think that Capcom, I would like to see 10 Capcom characters in the next Smash Brothers game. Chris and Leon from Resident Evil come to mind immediately.
Great APs, yeah.
More Street Fighter characters. Like we were saying before, even Mega Man X. What else? I had this.
If Namco characters are on the table with Pac-Man, that opens up Tekken.
Yes, it does.
So I'd love to see Yoshimitsu then.
Yeah, there you go.
Yoshimitsu would be an awesome character. Because if we're really just going to embrace the spirit of what Smash is and literally just smash all these different universes and arbitrary characters together, then that would be really good. DeKalen's throwing out Akuma. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, I mean, the possibilities are approaching endless.
So many.
How do you feel about maybe potentially a Mortal Kombat character making their appearance?
That's interesting because here's the funny thing about Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was created by Midway,
right,
and was published and developed by Midway for years. But then Warner Brothers, I think it was about 10 years ago, bought the whole thing. Yeah. And now Warner Brothers Interactive and NetherRealm, that's the name of the developer. They've been making Mortal Kombat now, and here's the funny thing about that. Warner Brothers, as you know, maybe you don't know, this is video game talk, so I haven't had enough time to rant about movies. Warner Brothers is the devil and is horrible. It will never happen.
Was it not Warner Brothers who declined to sell the rights to Fantastic Four.
No, that's 20th Century Fox.
Oh, okay.
And they finally had to cave to Disney.
Right. Wasn't that initial offer like higher than they paid for like the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, back in their hubris, Disney offered 20th Century Fox $6 billion just for Fantastic Four, just for Fantastic Four, and they said
$6 billion,
no.
folks. $6 billion.
Way more money than Fox would ever make on Fantastic Four, and they still said no because they were like, no, we just don't want you to make money on it. That's something we own. But finally, Disney was like, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna buy the entire stock of your entire company. Haha, done. So that's how they got around that. Although, of course, I have to say that deal is not 100% final. It has to go through the courts, but it'll probably happen. And it's just kind of funny to see.
It's not a
Fox
entertainment is not a regulated. I work in telecom, so I know this to an extent. But entertainment is in general not a regulated utility. Antitrust does not exist in nearly the same congressional facets, and checks and balances are not nearly as strong in an instance where we are dealing with non-regulated open market instances. Entertainment of which is fair game. You know,
right?
So that's a big one.
But we're not talking about movies. I only brought it up because Warner Brothers owns Mortal Kombat, and so sadly we'll probably never see Mortal Kombat characters.
Right, because to kind of bring it full circle, the Warner Brothers plays a very similar game than 20th Century Fox does. They play a very similar
Archie
game.
says the Xenomorph is my favorite Disney princess.
Bingo! I guess it would be the Xenomorph Queen, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, you know.
That's a queen, but yeah.
Yeah. But the only, I guess, implicitly female, if you can say that. I don't know if there's overtly a gender gap in Xenomorphs. I haven't thought about it that much. Somebody get Grieger on the phone.
I mean,
Geiger, whatever.
There's so many other classic characters you can bring in. You can bring in the guys from, like Cyborg Commando could come into Smash Bros. That'd be
great. There's a lot of potential moves there. Because I think about his utility as like an actual character.
Another thing on Square.
Caitlin has been shouting Terry Bogard.
Terry Bogard.
Terry Bogard!
Randy from Secret of Mana, another character that really should be in this game. That's another thing on Square. So many characters, guys. So many.
Many characters. What do?
Whoa!
Such characters. How do you feel about maybe Professor Oak?
Oh, absolutely. Let's get Oak in there.
Yeah,
I don't know what he'd do, but let's get him in there.
I imagine him as probably a similar and maybe more interesting rehash of the original Pokemon trainer concept, where he is just a background character that like summons different Pokemon.
Yeah, they could bring that idea back with Professor Oak. I think they could make it really good.
Yeah, and maybe alongside the existing Pokemon, because we know people play as Charizard or whatnot, so maybe we get like Hawlucha and Lucario and a few of these others and like combine them under this Professor Oak banner. That might be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, we got last time.
Or just have them throw Voltorbs at people and they self-destruct. Like
we got the villager from Animal Crossing, but you could put almost any character from Animal Crossing in there and give them a unique moveset.
Yeah, Animal Crossing's fair game.
Anything. I mean, it's funny because I know that when we're done with this video, by the way, guys, I know we'll be like, oh, we should have mentioned this.
I know,
we should have mentioned it because I had so many on my mind. I always forget when we're live.
It's been so long, and I never even really touched on Skyward Sword. But what's the crazy, like purple cloak and everything? Is that Greer? How do you say their name? Is it Girahim?
Yeah.
Girahim. It's really a deep cut and whatnot, but that was a dope character, and I see them in a game. I see them in a fighting game.
Johnny X mentions Shadow the Hedgehog, another Sega character.
Yeah.
Again, but let's get Tails and Knuckles in there too.
Probably Tails and Knuckles first, but I mean, I don't know. I like Shadow. I think Shadow might be a good compliment to Sonic.
Is there any other Sega characters you can think of besides Sonic characters that you'd want to see in Smash Bros?
I don't know a lot of Sega characters. You know the EPs better than I do.
Like, Knights, like that Saturn game, what was it?
No.
Is it just called Knights?
I don't know that
the
game.
Purple guy that kind of looks like Sega Sonic-ish, but he's not,
Okay, well then why don't we just... Sonic probably does it better
Sega Knights. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's just called Sega Knights. But that guy, that would be really cool. What's the monkey with the maracas Sega character? Oh man, it's been so long since Sega really made a whole bunch of games.
Who's the guy from Super Monkey Ball? EE?
Something like that.
How do you pronounce the
Just
name
say
of the
Super Monkey Ball guy.
The Super Monkey Ball Monkey. All
Yeah.
right, that'd be a good character.
Yeah, Decalen says Knights would be cool.
Yeah, so that's not too bad.
Undertale characters, and I think that
Josh, good catch.
I don't remember if it was him or somebody else saying earlier that Undertale is now officially licensed by Nintendo.
Yeah, bingo.
So let's get some Undertale characters.
Bring it on. I want all the crazy Undertale bosses. I want all of them. I want to play as them all.
Oh, you know what's cool though? When you get Undertale in there with the characters, you get the Undertale music, which is really fantastic. And get some Undertale.
Maybe if we don't get an Undertale character, I would almost be just as interested in a really compelling Undertale map.
Yeah.
Like an Undertale fighting area. That would be neat. I would really enjoy that. Hannah put it up. All good. Share the credit. I appreciate it. How about Crystal from Star Fox?
Crystal was never my favorite. There actually are two other female characters from Star Fox that we finally got an official release for, because thanks to the Super Nintendo Classic, it finally came with Star Fox 2 for the Super Nintendo, a previously unreleased game, because it was going to come out in 1996, and they're like, well, we got Star Fox 64 coming out next year on the 64. Why are we releasing this crap? But everyone was like, where's Star Fox 2? Because it had a unique story, because Star Fox 64 was basically a remake of Star Fox.
Right.
So Star Fox 2, we finally got to see that. Of course, if you're like me, you had other ways of playing this game in the past. Yeah, we got two other really cool, unique characters. Crystal, I believe her first game was Star Fox Adventures. Yeah. I was not impressed by her character, and like many people, I was not impressed by that game. I think that
kind of tough to make your debut in a game as absolutely unremarkable as Star Fox
Heroes.
But
I still think that if we're gonna put anybody else, it's got to be Slippy and Peppy. Slippy and Peppy
that's really good.
Need to come in here first. But good call with Star Fox.
While you were talking about that, I came up with my Sega character.
Oh, good. Let's hear it.
Dr. Willy.
Dr. Willy.
Dr. Willy. Dude, that would be sick. He's just floating around in his thing and throwing robots at people.
And actually, another thing, I'm thinking, if we got Bowser Jr. on the floating clown car, why can't we have Eggman on his floating thing, too?
Right, yeah.
Might as well put Eggman in there. We need more than Sonic, guys. Come on. Well, I don't know what Sega's thinking. Maybe I think that originally Nintendo was like maybe one third-party character per company, but then with Mega Man and Ryu, I'm thinking that rule is out the window.
That rule's out the window. There's too many good opportunities there. Skull Kid from Majora's Mask.
Absolutely.
Solid choice. Excellent choice, Crazy Hannah. Zero from Mega Man was brought up. I'll give credit to Karasu Lever for driving that point home. Really good one. If we're going back to Zelda characters, how about Impa?
Impa also.
Impa would be a good one.
If by some miracle Konami plays ball and puts Simon Belmont, then I would also, I'll be like, okay, how about Alucard?
Right.
How about Dracula? You know, let's put them in there too, because that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know Decalen's begging for some more.
A few websites that I looked at brought up the idea of bringing in Captain K. Rool.
Ooh, Captain K. Rool, or you basically yes. K. Rool from Donkey Kong. The alligator.
Donkey Kong. The
or
big alligator's pirate guy.
Depending on what region you played the game in and what they classified him as. King K. Rool. King K. Rool. That's what he is.
Right.
And yeah, that would be awesome. I think what's interesting is because the Donkey Kong Country games were made by Rareware. Oh no, of course Nintendo owns Donkey Kong because the original Donkey Kong was made entirely by Nintendo. But then Rareware came along and they licensed them to make Donkey Kong Country. I believe that King K. Rool might be owned by Rare. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
That's kind of a weird thing. But hey, I'm sure Nintendo could pull it off with King K. Rool.
Right.
I would love King K. Rool.
I think that's a very fascinating character. Looking at the comments, we got Decalen suggesting, a lot of the some of the same folks I suggested from Undertale. But yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, my dude. Asriel, Asgore, Undyne, all that good. Gygus from Earthbound. Johnny X suggests Gygus. That's a fairly good suggestion.
How about the slime from Dragon Quest?
The slime? Actually, I love
he can
it.
Do so much.
I love when people incorporate the mob enemies.
Yeah, well, if we
it's all about the heroes. Occasionally, a mob enemies.
I'm just thinking if we could have the dog from Duck Hunt as a character in Smash Bros.
That's a good point. Although that was such a deep part of Nintendo's history. Morning Coffee Run talking about he's high key hoping for Kronker from Kronker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah,
I support that 1,010%. Decalen saying the Slime King.
Slime King, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That's another one up. Once again, up to Square. Square owns like half of the classic characers from back in the day, I swear to God. Thanks to the merger with Enix especially, because Dragon Quest was an Enix game, but now Square Enix is one company.
Okay, here's a weird one. How about an Advanced Wars character?
Ooh.
Like Andy.
Yeah.
Of the, like, was he of the Red Nation? Like the Red guys? Okay, yeah. That would be a really good one. Like I think we have an opportunity.
What about super deep cuts? What about, like, remember they did make a port of StarCraft 64 on the N64.
Shoot.
How about some Raynor?
Jim Raynor or Sarah Kerrigan?
Raynor here.
I would actually prefer Artanis above both of them. But Artanis wasn't Brood War. He was introduced in Brood War.
Yeah,
okay.
can we get Blizzard on board with some StarCraft in there?
Oh man, I mean at that point
That's the one I can think is I don't think they ever made a Warcraft for a Nintendo console, but StarCraft 64
hands
was
down the coolest hand-to-hand fighters in the game are the Protoss. I mean, like, the Terrans have got a bunch of cool bombs and whatnot, and the Zerg are cool from a melee perspective. Kerrigan could summon Zerg. That's, like, a cool thing. But, I don't know. I love Artanis.
I do this for ire.
Yeah.
Oh, Kerosene Lover brought up Spyro, and I can't believe I didn't think of that earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, Spyro the Dragon needs to be in this game.
Prankster Films also brought it up, too, because Prankster Films brought up Crash and Spyro.
Crash and Spyro, yes, because now they're owned by the same
Right.
company.
Although, at this point, as much as Crash was a bigger part of my childhood, and Crash is a game I objectively enjoy more than Spyro, fight me.
I think if you're bringing Crash or Spyro in, you're bringing the other one in.
That's a fair
come
point.
as a package at this point.
But, like, Crash just got a remake. Spyro hasn't seen a lot of love in a lot of years. Spyro needs this one.
Spyro as a solo character hasn't, but he's always been a part of Skylanders now.
That's fair.
And
yeah.
Crash was a character on Skylanders in the last season of the Netflix show. You know?
Crazy Hannah bringing up, if we're going that cut, we could also get Sly Cooper in here.
Sly Cooper.
Not bad. I think probably my
Ratchet
third
and
choice
Clank?
of the group. Oh yeah,
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank would be a dope pairing in a fighting game.
Jack and Daxter.
Yeah. I mean, if we're just gonna go into the full-blown PlayStation characters,
yeah, we're going the other side now.
yeah.
What about?
Didn't PlayStation Softcore try to like have its own version of Smash?
Yes, there was the PlayStation Battle Royale. It was not successful. They just couldn't do it right.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's a weird one that I've seen on a few other sites too. Ridley. The crazy guy, the crazy like pterodactyl thing from Metroid.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. What about Nathan Drake? Too new?
He would almost stand out a little bit. I mean, he would be a little bit like of my same problems that I had with like Wii Trainer. It's just like, why is this overtly anthropomorphically correct human standing alongside all of these like wildly insane cartoon characters?
Well, the Wii Fit Trainer is weird for all intents and purposes, but we do have at this point we do
choice.
have.
I'm glad they did it though. It was weird, and you need a little weird in something like Smash.
We do have Ryu, Little Mac, Cloud, Bayonetta, and then in Brawl we have Solid Snake. So there has been anthropomorphically correct characters in Smash Bros.
That's
before.
fair.
Also, Marth, Ike, and Roy from Fire Emblem, they're pretty much correctly shaped humans too, and
Yeah.
Captain Falcon has always been in there.
Those are good. Morning Coffee one saying Link would be dope. That would be good. The Crazy Hanny asked you about Bendy and the other Ink Machine characters. Bendy, Boris, Alice Angel. I didn't really touch on that game, so I don't have like a strong feeling one way or another about that.
Sure.
Krauser Lover saying if we're gonna go there, why not go Dante from Devil May Cry?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
He belongs in any fighting game. The Tekken can include Dante, for all I care at this point. I'm going to go for another deep cut because I like the deep cuts at this point. How about the characters from Dylan's Rolling Western?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, how about one of those guys, like, as a really insane, like back paddling? Or maybe Captain Rainbow?
Captain Rainbow, guys. Rayman needs to be in this game.
Rayman would be a good one. Rayman's got so many cool, like such a cool kind of kinesthetic feel to him and whatnot.
Crazy Anna says, Bending the Ink Machine should be our next stream.
Really? What is that game? I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's why we should play it, I guess. I guess we're gonna play it.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out, Crazy Hannah. Ray from Breath of Fire 3. Ray? I don't know how to say that person. I haven't played Breath of Fire 3.
I haven't either.
Okay. Well, sorry to Kayland. I can't weigh in on that one. I can't ray in on it.
Whoa! Da-da-da. Do we want to transition into costume alternatives that we'd like to see?
Oh yeah, for sure. Although the last one that I would say is we probably need a Monster Hunter representation.
Monster Hunter representation definitely needs.
Are there named characters in Monster Hunter? Or are they all
Probably,
just kind of?
but I can't think of any right
yeah,
now.
I know. Like we should probably just have a monster character analog or Monster Hunter analog. And I think my last one. Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight, absolutely.
Shovel Knight. Okay. And I'm gonna leave the rest out. I have other ideas, but I want to transition into thinking about costumes. Okay.
So we've already seen in the trailer that we've gotten that Link is wearing his Breath of the Wild outfit. There were so many new costumes in Breath of the Wild, and you're playing Breath of the Wild right now. Is there anything that you've put on in Breath of the Wild that you'd like to see in Smash?
Oh,
Brothers?
for sure. My favorite armor set in the game is the ancient armor. Is the cool little like ancient armor set and whatnot. I need that. I would love to see that be a wearable costume for Link. I love that idea.
Because I have a good feeling that the costume alternatives for Link in this game will be all of his Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Costumes.
Also the climbing armor.
Climbing armor.
Where he looks like somebody just plucked him right out of Guns N' Roses. That's a good one. Oddly enough, I really like Link in specifically his Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC crossover armor. That's a good look for him. Whatnot. So, yeah, Calamity Ganon, recolor for Ganondorf, provided Ganondorf gets reworked into a playable character who doesn't just die.
People are asking for a darkness skin.
I was actually going to bring that out. I would love to see a darkness skin for Mario. I would love to see a claws skin for Luigi, and I would love a machete-wielding Daisy skin for Peach. And,
I can email Nintendo, but I don't think they'll listen.
And how about a Rathnarr Prime in his final form reskin of Ganon?
Yeah, well, we shall see all about that.
Yeah, how about that?
That's not going to happen.
That's not.
I would like to see, of course, all the characters that were in Mario Odyssey. I would like to see them in their wedding outfits. You know, so like I've said before, Mario in his white tuxedo,
yeah.
Peach in her wedding dress, Bowser in his cool wedding outfit with the hat. You know,
Bowser low key stole the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Or not even low key. Bowser full blown stole the show in Odyssey. In terms of the style department and whatnot. I feel like as soon as I saw him, I was like, I don't even want to win. He looks too good.
He's just too fly.
Yeah, like Bowser deserves to win. He clearly thought about this more.
So with Link getting his Breath of the Wild costume, I think it goes to show that if Zelda is not wearing her Breath of the Wild outfit, that would be a disaster.
Right, yeah.
She definitely is that. Now, Sheik is interesting because Sheik's been around in Smash Brothers since Zelda's been around in Smash Brothers. Sheik did not make an appearance.
Okay, here's my idea.
In Breath of the Wild.
Here's my idea. Sheik has a Yiga clan alternate costume.
Well, Sheik has always had a Yiga clan emblem.
I know, but like a Yiga clan as they are presented in Breath of the Wild.
Sorry, not a Yiga. She's always had a Sheikah clan thing.
Correct, yeah.
But okay, so you're thinking about a Yiga clan alternate costume for Sheik.
Correct. Where
that
she
would be
just
awesome.
looks like
yeah.
she just looks like a Yiga clan ninja. So that would be cool.
We could do away with. I know a lot of people. We could do away with Toon Link. Come on, how long does it have to be after that game where people? It was a bad game, guys. Sorry.
No, take Toon Link out and put Skull Kid in.
Oh, Skull Kid, yeah.
Easy.
Sam, you know, classic Samus can stay classic Samus. For Zero Suit Samus, here's the problem I've always had with Zero Suit Samus. When in like the original Metroid and in Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo, that's not what Samus looked like when she took off her costume. Her outfit wasn't a whole lot more than just like a bikini or underwear. I don't like, and I think that the Zero suit itself comes. I know it comes from Metroid Zero or Metroid.
I do like the Zero suit.
Zero. It's
I
Zero
think it's
Mission.
a little weird.
It comes from Metroid Zero Mission. That's where it gets its name from. The Zero
Okay.
suit. But I think that a lot of people are under the impression that that's what she always looks like under the armor. I would like to.
No,
at least
that was
see...
like the nicer version. That was
Yeah.
like the. Now, granted, it's a better version.
Yeah,
But it's
even,
not it's better. I like it. It's solid, but it's not.
Yeah.
To say it's the original is just objectively false.
Crazy Hannah says, yeah, she was mostly naked at some times.
Right.
And I think
yeah.
this would be a little bit of a stretch for Nintendo, but I've seen so many good cosplayers cosplay the original Zero suits, like the one from the original and the one from Super Metroid. I would like to see some variations of the Zero suit that look more like the classic Zero suits that we saw in those older games.
Yeah, just a Zero suit through time would be interesting.
Probably not going to happen, but I would like to see it so it's
I
not
know.
just like the completely covered. At least have a midriff. At least have a midriff, Nintendo. You can have a midriff. We're not in middle school. Midriff, please. All right.
Some of us are. Yeah. I honestly liked it better when Zero Suit Samus and like full blown Metroid Armor Samus were like one character and they were different modes you would switch between. I actually thought that was cooler.
That's great. I just was pointing out that Stupid Mario and Breath of the Wild both have ninjas that serve Ganon. I guess I was ahead of the game, guys.
Yes, well, thank you. You're right, being the head ninja who serves Ganon. And here I am spending literally just hours of my life trying to kill him. No. You know what Rathnar does when he hangs up his mask at the end of the day of a filming? He goes home and tries to kill Ganon on the Nintendo Switch.
maybe Zubashi is like a descendant of a Yiga Clan guy or something.
You know what? He has that same level of complete and total accidental competency.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'm accidentally good at everything that I do. So
anyways,
it's all good.
Nobody knows who Zubashi is. Well, a lot of you guys do.
Some of you do.
Potential viewers don't know who
We're too
Zubashi
far
is.
deep into old content at this point. I maintain I really want to see a Battletoads thing, if only because Reddit will lose its mind.
I think that yeah, more Pokemon. We can always have more Pokemon, guys.
We don't need Dark Pit. I'll just say it.
Yeah, we could do without Dark Pit. More Fire Emblem characters. I would like to see I know that it is an alternate costume, but I would like to see the classic yellow Wario costume be the default costume. Just because I'm tired of the motorcycle WarioWare thing. Let's get rid of it.
You know what? Fuck it. Get Pit out. Get Dark Pit out of there and replace him with Angemon from Digimon.
There you go.
All right, just wow. Then we can have Digimon fighting Pokemon for the first time ever.
That would be great. Awesome.
Yeah. Or a War Greymon. Ooh. Tell me War Greymon wasn't the best Digimon.
Yeah,
Greymon, maybe.
Yeah, as far as costume goes, that's about it. And then I could go on for like 2 hours about the kind of characters I would like to see just from Square Enix.
Into
this game.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because right now all we have is Cloud, but once again, it's a miracle that we have Cloud in this game.
Right. You know what? Let's get Squall in here.
Squall for sure.
And then let's have an alternate skin of him as Nick. But, like, that version of the skin can only get cut in the leg and cast barrier. Nick, if you're watching, I love you!
You know, it's funny because I love classic Final Fantasy. And I used to consider Final Fantasy my favorite series until probably 12. 12 was okay, but then at 13 I was like, I'm done. But still, especially 90s Square, that era... From, you know, like Final Fantasy 4 to 10 was such a fantastic era. I would accept any character from any of those games, and not just Final Fantasy.
Any pre-2000s character that hasn't been properly revived in a 3D game absolutely should be in Smash at some point.
We're talking not just those Final Fantasy games, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Vagrant Story, Brave Fencer Musashi.
That's a deep cut, man. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
and
whatever.
Secret of Mana, those Legend of Mana too. Even let's get all of those classic Square characters into this game.
With the Secret of Mana remake, I actually have hope that we'll see some Secret of Mana action.
Okay, well here's the thing: have you touched upon the Secret of Mana remake yet?
I know it's garbage.
It's pretty.
I know it's bad. All right, I know it's bad. But Secret of Mana is still a referential and important part of gaming history, regardless of the remake.
9 and 10 especially too. Let's get some Titus in there, or Titus, or however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, however you've decided that you're going to say that name.
Yuna. And then Yuna could summon shit into the game. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, just Yuna with Aeons. With Aeons. just like Bahamut and all that sort of stuff.
And then you get Waka, he just throws a ball. Alright.
Actually, a Blitzball-based character would be incredible.
Yeah.
Chrono Frog and Magnus, Decalid, we were talking about Chrono. It's between Chrono and Chrono's a toss-up for my number one.
Decalid knows what's up with Final Fantasy VI. He says Terra, Celes, Sabin, Edgar, and Shadow, all Final Fantasy VI characters. But you forgot the only one that I really want from 6, which is Kefka. Let's get him to break this game.
Let's just get Kefka in here and destroy the meta. Let's not. Although we did start off this game.
People are dying outside. It's all right.
I'm marrying a noisy lady. She's lovely.
Yes. Titus' secret weapon is his infamous laugh.
Okay. Yeah, that's all good.
Ooh, Kefka as the villain of the game.
Like Kefka alongside Calamity Ganon and
prepare to have your mind
man, we could just do like a Nintendo version of Final Fantasy for their a Nintendo version of what is it? Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like all the bad guys versus all the good guys for the campaign. So that's good. All right. That's good. Well, we've reached an hour, and we've been really doing kind of question time in here. So I'm going to say, guys, if you've got a question, just let it out. Like, let's go. If you've got an unresolved question that we haven't talked, then you got 2 minutes. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's go. Did I have anybody else that came into my mind?
You know, it's funny because Final Fantasy has a fighting game. It's Dissidia. And I like Dissidia, but I feel like it doesn't do it as well as it could. And I would rather see those Final Fantasy characters interact with these characters in Smash Brothers. But they haven't even begun to touch the potential of what could be. Because, like, since they announced the original Dissidia, I'm like, okay, cool. I get to see, like, Kefka and Sephiroth, like, kind of, like, talking to each other on how they would conquer the...
and, like, figuring things out.
We get no such scene in that game. I really want to see, like, how those characters interact. By the way, they're, like, polar opposites, by the way.
Yeah, but they're both kind of destroy the world types, so that's all good.
One of them actually succeeds.
That's fair. I would,
And he's dressed like a clown!
I wouldn't mind, literally just a chocobo.
A chocobo, yeah.
Literally just a chocobo. Yeah. Yeah. So that's all good. But, it looked like people had their questions answered. I don't see any new stuff popping in. So,
yeah, we pretty much were answering the questions.
Yeah, I mean, we were answering. Cool. Thanks so much for, by the way, guys, that was great. Thanks so much for interacting with us.
We kind of had to because this news is huge.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about this for forever now.
I know, and that's all good. And guess what? We have the opportunity to live stream it when it comes out.
Mogs, Moogles, Mogs, however you want to call them, Mogs need to be in this game.
That's fair. Kefka, Moogles, Altismia, or I don't know how to say that.
What? Oh, Ultimecia.
Ultimecia.
The villain from 8 would be great.
Yeah, I didn't play
8. 8 is great. It's really great. It's better than 7.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was a little late to the Final Fantasy train. Fun fact, the first Final Fantasy game that I actually played to completion was 10.
10's great, though. 10's real good.
I know, and I reached it at a good time in my life. I was like 14. So, like, all of the really angsty, like, romance sort of stuff and, like, the, love lost sort of stuff, like, really rang true with 14-year-old me. I was like, I love her. Oh, I get her. Ah! Like, sort of stuff. And, obviously, as, like, a 28-year-old, I would be a lot less interested in that, but that's all good.
All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for us for Video Game Talk today. If you like Video Game Talk and you like the other content, well, we haven't produced a whole lot of other content on here yet.
It's just going to keep going at this pace. I've got a stream. I'm trying to get those up to 2 a week here. Let me know in the comment section or right now what kind of games you want to see streamed. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of, action and competitive stuff and whatnot. But we're looking at like 2, maybe up to 4 or 5 streams per week. Yeah. We got the Video Game Talk show. It's all going to ramp up from here. So
I will be streaming Shadows of the Empire on here at someday. Soon.
Which is good, because I wanted to stream Shadows of the Empire, but I'm glad you are, because you deserve it way more than I do.
That's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
We can play it together.
That's fair. I don't know anything about Shadows of the Empire.
Which would be great. So
that would be your backseat gaming for me.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, next backseat gaming, it's reversed. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We love you. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your parents to subscribe. Everyone should subscribe. All right, bye.
Bye.